Hello, this is Randy from Go Big Parts. Hey, today we got another project going on that I'd like to show you. Something that probably some of you may have done or may need to do. But my 2018 SKS is being tore down right now. It's time to put rings and pistons in. I think I got about 3,000 miles on it. Started noticing that I might want to check my compression just to make sure, and I checked it at the end of the season and I was down to, well, on one side it was really good, 129, and I think on the mag side I was around 122. So enough of a difference there that, you know, it's one of those things, a little preventative maintenance goes a long way. If you catch them before they need to be, before they go, you know, you can definitely get it fixed and have a happy season out there riding the bush. So just kind of wanted to show you where we're at. To get this far, obviously I had to remove the panels, the hood, the airbox, this little feeder piece to the airbox. I took the clutches off just to give me more room. I don't know if everybody removes their airbox, but I did. I want to try to remove this in the chassis, so it's just simple pistons and rings. Check everything. So this is what I ordered. I got the Vertex top-end gasket set, and it even comes with the O-rings, the valve gaskets, the O-rings for the injectors, exhaust, manifold, base, and head gaskets. Everything should be there. And then I got the Sp1 Pistons. I've been selling these for years. I've used them in other projects with pretty good luck, so I'm gonna try them here. I mean, at the end of the day, I could probably do this 2 times for what the OEMs cost, so I'm gonna give it a run, see how it goes. I'll get back to you later. Okay, the other thing I wanted to point out was we got these bags with wiring in. I just opened this one up to undo this sensor. Really no need to unscrew it from the head. And then all this stuff got unplugged from over in this direction. So your power valves, servo, exhaust pipe sensor. And then these, got my relays. I'm gonna take a good picture of those in case I ever gotta replace them. And then this was plugged into the AC/DC voltage regulator, I believe, which is over here on the clutch guard and oil tank, which I also had to remove. Yeah, there's 2 different plugs there. So I had to remove the oil tank and clutch guard cover. I mean, it just gives you more room to get in there. Then there's a couple plugs up here. Those are for your coils right here on the airbox. And then there's a O2 sensor, some kind of a air sensor on the airbox that got unplugged, probably right here. No, not there. That goes to the AC/DC regulator. This was all up here. This plugs into the CDI, which is on the side of the airbox, I believe. Not that one. Oh, over here. On the side of the dash piece, cowling or whatever you call it. That's where those plug in. So yeah, I mean, biggest thing is just unplugging everything one by one. I had to rip this bag apart. Most of the plugs for the voltage regulator are in here. This one I just shortly undid to unplug this coolant sensor. But the main thing is just zip ties. Like, I undid a lot of zip ties, and of course the ground wires, which were right here on the bumper, both those ground wires. That way I could take this whole harness and get it up out of my way. There, now it's not in the way of the engine anymore. And you know, we still got to do the fuel rails, the air intake can stay together because that's on the case, but the fuel rail will have to come out. Obviously my power bells, but that's hitting my steering right now, so I'm hoping as I pull the jugs up that will come out. I'll be able to get that out. And so next step is to start getting coolant hoses undone, and I started to drain the coolant. So far I got the bottle empty. That's about it. So not sure the best way to get it all out. Might try sucking it out with the shop vac, but we'll continue on, I guess. Oh, by the way, I got another thing to update you on real quick. Right here we have a 2011 600 CFI rush style sled. So it's got the real cool rear suspension for trail riding. Got this for my son. It's got like 4,400 miles on it. It's a project as well. I think we're gonna tear down the motor like we are this one and go ahead and re-ring it and new pistons and just make sure everything's all set on this one. So that'll be a future video. All right, so we got the cylinders off the machine and we took the pistons out. I just got some rags in here so none of the clips or anything would fall through. So I pulled the cylinder up, got it high enough I could remove the exhaust valves, and then I was able to fish them out through here. And here's the cylinder. Looks pretty good. Walls look pretty good. Just kind of cleaned them up, but I'm not planning on doing any honing or anything. The smoother the better, according to Indy Dan. So we want really smooth walls that are easy on the rings. So this is the piston that came out of the let's see, this one came out of the mag side, and I had higher compression on this side, but overall it looks pretty good. Don't see too much for scuffs anywhere. And this is the one that came out of the mag side. So this is the exhaust side, this is the intake side. I don't know, to me it looks pretty good. It seemed like there was a little more slop on this side when I wiggled it in the cylinder, but I'll measure my cylinder walls and go from there. I did find on that side that had lower compression, I think we were around 122, there was a little rip in the gasket right here, but I'm not sure if that was me trying to pull the head off the coolant hose or if there was indeed just a tear and I might have been losing compression through there. So next thing we're going to do is take some measurements on the pistons and cylinders, and then we'll put in our rings, set the gap, and start installing them on the pistons. Okay, I've been working on this sled, and I got the cylinder put back on the pistons. Well, I gapped the rings. I measured the cylinder, I measured the pistons, and got the pistons and rings put on the crank or the rods, and I just inserted the cylinder onto the pistons. So here we are. This is a little tricky because of two things. Well, three really. You have your exhaust valves, the steering stem gets in the way, and then you have the manifold. I've done it with the manifold on, and I've done it with the manifold off. It's a little easier with it off, but it's still a little difficult either way. So what you do is you drop the block, the cylinders in through here. You insert the valves before you put the pistons in, otherwise you won't get them in. So I did that. I torqued all the bolts down, and now the next step before I go any further is I want to get the fuel rail on before anything else gets in the way. So here's your fuel rail. Looks like the wires are kind of in my way right now. But anyway, that's the fuel rail, and here's the fuel injectors. So those will plug into this port here. I got tape over it because I just put a new seal in it, and I didn't want to lose the seal as we were dropping the cylinder on. So I have new O-rings for these. Not sure that I need them, but I have them, so might as well use them. And so I'll get the fuel rail assembly, which is right here, bolted in, and then in the injectors, and then I'll probably start putting the head on just to get this sealed up. And then a lot of other cool things to do, like put on the air box, and I gotta put the bolts in the valves and tighten that down. Just a whole lot of work. So then after the air box goes in, I can start running the harness back to where it goes, and also the clutch cover and the oil tank. So I'll show you over here what I got with the head. So I got this head that goes on, and the hose for the coolant plugs in here. I have new gaskets for the domes here, so I gotta get those put on. And then here's my head cover, and I have a new gasket for this as well. So I can put that on. Wait a minute, where is that gasket? Oh yeah, it's right here. So I'll probably replace that, seeing how I have a new one. And then we'll get all this put back in. Okay, got the head on, fuel rails on. About ready to bolt the water thermostat housing on, and the power valves. And then I'll start running the air box and wires. Sorry I'm not recording it all, but once I get working, that's what I do. All right, we're making headway on the SKS 800. Excuse the noise, I got the heater just kicked on. But anyway, got the plugs gapped, put in. This air box right here is not a very fun one to put in or get out, but I did get it out. I did get it back in. Got this air box in, temporary. There's just one bolt down here on the plastic air box, and then it's zip tied right here, and then there's two push pins here and here that will go into the air box on the where is it? Yeah, where did I put it? The cowling over there against the wall. So now it looks like next thing to address would be the clutch cover and oil tank. So let's get that in. All right, I got the pipe in. I got the cowl on to complete the air box. Tape the seam so no powder gets in. Pipe sensors plugged in, tied down, tie rod links in. Clutches are in. Oil tank. And air box. Just put some antifreeze in it. Over here. So, I think I'm about ready to give it a shot. I'm just going to get a couple pulls with it off. Alright, I think I'm ready to try it. If it starts, we're going to want to open that door. I don't like pulling this thing up on this stand.
I don't blame you.